Hey guys, it is your boy Phoenix Brenton here, and welcome to today's video. And I know today's video is unusual, as obviously I am not recording a football video, a Call of Duty Zombies video, or something like that. Which honestly, I might be planning a Call of Duty Zombies video soon, because Rex and Furnace is indeed coming out in a few weeks. So there is that obviously to consider. There's also might be a personal video that might come out, which I'll explain about that a little bit later. Or well, I'll talk about that if that video doesn't end up coming out. But today we're gonna be talking about Fortnite, and I know again I don't talk about Fortnite that much on this channel, so I might not even get a lot of views on this channel. But I literally just want to voice out my frustrations with Fortnite as of recently. Because as of recently, I've not been really happy with Fortnite and what it's been doing. Like, I am not happy about this. Now, before we get into today's video, like and subscribe. We're on the road again to 700 subscribers. But anyways, enough said. Let's get into today's video. And let's just start off with the season as a whole. I think the season is not the worst season I've played in the world, but it's certainly up there. And now you're like, wait, why are you still playing this game? You know, I've played this game since 2018. That has been 8.5 years ago. 8.5 years ago, I started playing Fortnite. That's a long time. And it's also been with this exact account right here for the whole 8.5 years. I have played this account, and that's it. Which I'm kind of lucky because my brother said like 4. But besides the point. The point is that, you know, I have spent a lot of money on this account. So it's kind of hard to just back off from a game that I probably spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars in. But that's not the point. The main point of why I'm making this video is because of what is Fortnite doing now. And this season, before I talk about all the negative stuff, I will appreciate that the season has tried new things, like the Chaos Reloaded Assault Rifle. That's very different from other rifles. Obviously, the sprites is a completely different system that we've ever seen before. But, like, I like the fact that at least Fortnite is doing stuff that are different. But I will say this. It doesn't feel like Fortnite anymore. Like, Chapter 2 Season 2, which just came out. It came out this year, right? That was a really fun season. It was a bounty season. It was kind of fun, like, and also the system where you could just bounty people and you can kind of see where they are on the map and stuff. I think that was really cool because it definitely gives you flashbacks of Chapter 2 Season 5, which I think was really good. Also, there's the new bounty currency, which I think was also really cool. But it sucks that they didn't keep that in the game. The reason why they didn't keep it was, I don't know, to be perfectly honest. And I had a lot of fun with that season. And then there was also Chapter 7 Season 1. That was also a pretty fun season too. I don't really remember a lot of the stuff in the top of my head of what that season really did, but it was fun. This season, on the other hand, is not fun. And I want to start off with the core mechanics of the game before I really talk about the sprite system and how much I freaking despise that system and what they have done to it, which also pisses me off. So I'll talk about that a little bit later. But let's just start off with the core mechanics of the game. First of all, let's just start off with the weapon pool. So we have, and I want to specifically talk about the AR loophole because this is by far one of the worst AR loopholes in the game, easily. Like, I don't know who designed this loophole, but it's absolutely trash. It's straight up trash. The Chaos Exploder is fun, but it's not good. The Burst should not exist because we have seen different versions of the Burst before, but it being way better. Then you have the Chapter 5 Season 2 Assault Rifle. I just can't even remember its name on the top of my head. It came back. And I'm like, at first, I'm like, oh, that's good because, you know, we kind of did need an actual fully automatic assault rifle that's actually good at doing what its core mechanic was. But then the more I realized it, the more I'm like, oh, wow, this AR sucks. So, you already have a terrible AR loophole. Great. Then you have the SMGs, which pisses me off too, because you have the Stinger and you also have the Rapid Fire. Rapid Fire is a good balanced weapon. The Stinger, on the other hand, kind of isn't. And the shotguns, I'm kid you not. Why is the Striker pump back? Can we just have the OG pump back? Like, why is it so freaking difficult to do that? It's just more fun to use than the Striker pump. Even if the Striker pump might be more statistically better, I don't care. Also, I think they added a new shotgun as well, which is like a three-shotted shotgun, and it's basically the Gatekeeper, but it's literally just not making it the Gatekeeper. That's what that is. And they also brought back the Maven shotgun from Chapter 4, and it's not good. Because the Walmart version of the Gatekeeper shotgun beats it in basically every category except the magazine size. So it's just so frustrating. But this is kind of where we are, where it's like, and also, can you not, the high impact sniper and its bullet drop is ridiculously horrible. That is one of the most stupidest things I've ever seen from a sniper. Like, yeah, it's hard hitting, I won't deny on that, but it is by far one of the most stupidest things I've ever seen in my life. I just think it's pretty dumb, in my personal opinion. And so you kind of can see, I don't really like the loophole. I don't really like the loophole. And I also just don't like this map in general. This map is very poor. Like, it's... And this is the thing where I'm like, I'm sick of getting new maps every single year. I don't know if I'm just the only one who likes having a map for, like, maybe multiple years. But I'm tired of having different maps every single year. Because it does kind of, one, it gets tiring, and two, you don't know, like, the main locations half the time. Chapter 6, I don't think I can name a single location. Genuinely, I don't think I can. Because that's how quick it just cycles out. Chapter 5, like, yeah, there are notable locations. Not as much as Chapter 6, which granted, I did kind of start to stop playing the game once, like, I think Chapter 6 came out. So, that's when I really started to just not give a crap about the game anymore. Maybe even really later than that, like Chapter 5, Season 4, because I definitely have said, and I'll say it again, Chapter 5 is by far the worst chapter in the game. I might get some heat on that, because there are people out there that actually like Chapter 5, Season 1. I don't. Chapter 5, Season 4 is just the worst version of the Marvel season, which, by the way, I don't like that season already. And the Wreck season, that was freaking stupid with the cars and stuff, and the Nitro Fist. Like, there was like 2 good seasons, which was the remix season, and then you had the Greek season, which even then there was some mixed potential that they could have done with that season as well. So you kind of see what I mean. I am very frustrated with how Fortnite, in terms of the modern era, has kind of handled things. In terms of its maps in locations. But Here's the main reason why I want to talk about this video, is the sprite system. Because it's not Fortnite. Let me just say this perfectly clear. They are there for Pokemon. It feels like we're playing Pokemon Battle Royale. It doesn't feel like I'm playing Fortnite anymore with these things. And it's frustrating. Like, I feel so alienated that these are in the game. Granted, I have like, I think I'm missing like only like 30 something sprites when I'm making this video. Which I don't know if they're going to be making more or not. But it is so freaking ridiculous that these are still in the game. Like, I'm sick of it. Why is there like 6 different types of sprites? By the way, because there's the base version of a sprite, there's a gold version, a gummy version, a galaxy version, a holofoil version, and then the ones that recently just came out, which I'm going to be talking about explicitly a lot more, which is the cube sprites. And speaking of which, let's just start off by talking about the cube sprites. Whose idea was it that they were, what? They were only being able to be found in a day that was not during the weekend, may I add, from chess or from other things, and they're just there. And then, like, as soon as that day was ended, you only could find them from enemies. Whose idea was that? Because I'm gonna let you know this. You need to be fired. I'm not saying that genuinely. This is one of the most stupidest ideas I've ever heard in my life. It would have made more sense if it was during the weekend, where people could actually play the game because they might not have work to do. Why was it during the middle of the week? Quite literally, because it was Thursday. Whose idea was this? Because it was so stupid. I have only gotten one cube sprite. One. It's stupid. And also, the fact that how rare some of these sprites are also pissed me off. I'm fine if there's a few rare sprites, you know, that's fine. The fact there's like 20 sprites that are just rare is so stupid to me. I think it's so dumb. Because this isn't how Fortnite is. Fortnite isn't like... Fortnite has had very rare occasions that it's going to be like a rare currency. The first time they brought like something that was rare to the game was the Mythic Goldfish, which was all the way back in Chapter 2, Season 1. Which then it was the Vedena Flopper and the Minus Flopper, which I think was in Chapter 2, Season 5 or 6. So you kind of could see what I mean. They basically did that, but like there was only like, you know, a couple of them and not a lot of them. But at least they were overpowered. Now, having the sprites in your hand, it don't frickin' matter. Because they do the exact same thing as basically a basic sprite could. Which is so stupid to me. Granted, I like that there's technically really not a meta to like, in terms of the sprite conditions, which I think is kind of nice. But at the same time, it's dumb. It's dumb. I hate the fact that it's virtually impossible to find some of these sprites. I hate that, like, you basically have to trade them sometimes. Like, what is this, Pokemon? This isn't Pokemon. This is Fortnite. A game that is a battle royale experience where you're trying to get loot and kill people. Not, oh, let's get sprites. Like, the sprite mechanic is one of the most stupidest things I've ever seen in Fortnite. Because not only that it just ruins the game, it makes the game not feel like Fortnite. which is why I'm really hoping. But I'm not sure, because there has been rumors that it will come back and be a permanent staple to the game. That sprites could be removed. Because I really want people to realize, if sprites got removed... By the way, if sprites got removed, hours upon hours upon hours of time would have been wasted for nothing. That's why I really am not taking this sprite thing seriously. Because it's going to maybe get removed, and upon hours of time was wasted for nothing. I really want you to think about that for a minute. If they removed it, hours of times of people's lives would have been wasted. Not mine, because I certainly really haven't cared about hunting sprites that much. Because guess what? I think it's stupid. And I know this part of the video now, I'm going to talk about also some parts other of the core mechanics. And this will at least be explicitly to zero build. But why the hell do we get shockwaves immediately during the game? At least during normal battle royale, I think it's like reloaded, it's like shield bubbles or something. Why? Because it's so dumb. It ruins gameplay progression. What do I mean by gameplay progression? Gameplay progression, you normally your loadout is like maybe 2-3 weapons. You have a mobility item and you have shields of some sorts, right? Now you just got one of the 5 things that you wanted. Granted, people still carry mobility anyway, with that additional slot anyways even existing. But it is very frustrating that you practically have infinite shockwaves guaranteed. It's stupid. It's not smart. It's a dumb idea. And it pisses me off. And I've voiced my frustrations to others. I'm like, I wish shockwaves were not in that slot. You know what they should have done with that slot? They should have had porta bunkers with that slot. Make it more accessible for people to have the proper builds in a zero build mode. Not shockwaves, which makes the game irritating and annoying. Because guess what? When you find someone, there is a high chance they are going to run away, and you're not going to be able to get them back, and they're going to come back and bite you in the end and kill you. Who thinks that's fun? No one. No one does. That's really all I have to say. Like, I know some people might not even watch this video. Right? I know this. But I want this to be out there. Like, yeah, this video is not going to probably get anything crazy. But I'm just telling you, what Fortnite is doing is not okay. And it needs to change. Well, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day. And I'll see you guys on the next one.